On behalf of Indivisible, I'd like to thank you all for being here tonight. We're pretty excited to have some open and serious questions for all the challengers who are here, who agreed to be here. I'm going to keep my stuff pretty short so we can get to what they have to say, because you're not here to listen to me. We're just going to go over a couple rules first. First, we're going to have a 3-minute introduction with everyone. And look at David, because he's going to have his cards telling you when it's up, just to kind of keep it moving. And then we're just going to open it up for questions. Whoever wants to ask questions, we're gonna try to limit them to 2-minute responses, just to keep it moving. And you can direct questions to one candidate or several, but if it's several, we're going to try to keep it at 2, just so we can keep it moving. And I guess that's it. You start with Claudette.
Okay, I was thinking they all were asking a question. Where's the question? I'm Claudette, and I'm running for mayor. I'm running because I initially got involved in politics, local politics, because I was having an issue with some ordinance violations behind my home. I messed with the city for about a year on that, and the city officials would not do anything to resolve those ordinance violations. So I decided to start going to the council meetings to see if the mayor and council would do something to resolve the issues, since I was getting nowhere with the city officials. When I started going to the council meetings, week after week, I started to realize that there were far more important issues within our city than the ordinance violations behind my house. So I kind of just stuck around for the past year, and I've been to almost every single council meeting, and I've just been kind of fighting for everyone. And I disagree right now with a lot of how things are being done, and I just want to step in and correct the issues and do it differently.
Hi, I know a lot of you, and a lot of you know me. For the ones that don't, my name is Skip Billups, and with your help and support, I'm going to be your next mayor. First of all, I'd like to start out as a former small business owner. I know how to do a budget, as well as apply funding where needed for maximum efficiency. I was also a second-class petty officer, interior communication electrician in the United States Navy, on the Eisenhower and main deployment on the Truman, in charge of personnel and literally millions of dollars worth of electronic and electric equipment. I was born in a small town called Mount Pleasant, Texas, home of Dandelion Meredith and Bo Pilgrim Chicken. I graduated Borger High School in '87. I moved to Amarillo, attended West Texas, and joined the Navy in '97. I spent 7 years in the military. I spent 15 years in Los Angeles. Don't hold that against me. And about 4 years ago, my 99-year-old grandmother asked me to move back to Amarillo, and I agreed. She did not want me to help her. I've got to say that. She will kill me. She drives, she cooks, she shops, she cleans. She can take care of herself. But when I moved back here after about a year, I started a organization. Well, actually, I just started feeding people 50 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, some water, some crackers, and I wanted to see what the homeless population was like here. I found out the food went like that, so I went, maybe I should do it again and again and again. And I see people in the audience like Mrs. Glover, who actually made food for us every week. Thank you and bless you and Bill so much. And we've fed over 200,000 meals now. I'm also co-founder of Responsible Amarillo, Let People Vote. I was vice president of Christ Church Camp of New Beginnings, and an active participant in over a dozen volunteer. I'm basically a community activist, a political activist now, and an animal rights activist. And what happened, because of that, I started going to city council meetings on a regular basis about 2 years ago. And the first thing you're going to notice if you go to city council meetings is they're not listening to us. They're not listening to me. They're not listening to you. They're not listening to anybody. The second thing you're going to notice is with the incumbents campaigns is they all seem to be saying the same thing. We work so well together as a team, as one. We work so together in unity. And it's true, they do. But if they're not listening to us, who are they listening to? After a little bit of research, I found that all 5 incumbents were sponsored by an elitist group known as Amarillo Matters to the tune of $279,000, which they raised. $279,000. So they're not listening to us. They work as one, and they got donated $279,000. Thank you very much. So keep that in mind. Look, I've been arrested by the mayor for clapping. I'm sure most of you heard that. I was arrested, and I was arrested for camping on the steps of City Hall, expressing my First Amendment rights and protecting the Eighth Amendment rights of the least of these. All I want is the highest good for Amarillo. I'll say this and shut up. Learn who the incumbents are and then don't vote for them. All I want is the best for Amarillo. It's time to take out the trash at City Hall. Thanks for letting me share.
Hayden? My name is Hayden Pettigo. I am running for City Council Place 1. I'm 24 years old, making me the youngest candidate running for City Council here. I've lived in Amarillo my entire life, and I love living in this amazing part of Texas. The reason why I'm running is I believe at-large elections with low voter turnout is the reason why there hasn't been fair representation for the at-large population of Amarillo. I believe a mayor and 4 council members representing at-large 200,000 residents isn't working. There's no way you can know the needs of that many people. And I'm all for progress, I'm all for development, but I'm not for development that's indebting future generations of Amarillo. We have a government system that is a small town government. We are no longer a small town. 200,000 people is not a small town. And I want the younger generation to step up and say, we want a better Amarillo for the future that's not going to indebt us. We want progress for all, and we want a government that fits our city. And that's the reason why I'm running. Thank you all.
If you don't vote for me, vote for him. That was very impressive. My name's Rich Sherman. I served 30 years in the military. I've served as a magistrate. I've served as a justice of the peace. I've managed operations in excess of $100 million, multiple departments, so the experience is definitely there. But I'm going to talk a little different than everybody else is. Fear of failure is a big player in each of our lives, but we must decide how much. Lots of us choose our path in life based upon what we call being for real. But it's just our fear of failure in disguise. So we never dare to chase our true passions. Now, most likely you're wondering where I'm going with all this. So let me tell you a short story. My World War II grandfather raised me down on Buchanan Street in a house in front of the Mavericks Club. Now, that house is no longer there. It's just an empty lot now. He had a passion to help the disabled veterans, but he didn't believe that was possible with 6 kids under one roof. And so he made a for real choice. Instead, he got a safe job as a truck driver. And when I was older, he was let go from that safe job. And our family had to do whatever we could to survive. I learned great lessons from my grandfather, not the least of which was that you can fail at what you don't want, such as being a truck driver. So you might as well take a chance on following your passion. So in wrapping this all together, I'm up here tonight visiting with each of you because I am following my passion, which is to serve and help others. What drives me to want to be a city council person, you may ask? Well, the answer is really going to amaze you. You see, I don't want to be your city councilman, but I need to because our city needs real leadership right now. You see, we want a beautiful baseball park, but what we need is safety and security in our community. Because each of us needs to feel safe in our homes, at work, and at school. And yes, even when we're playing, we need to feel safe and secure. You see, we may want to live in a mansion, but what we need is a roof over our heads. We may want to go golfing, but what we need is food on our table. So if you want leadership that puts your needs first, then you will want to vote for me on May 4th this year so our city can get back to being proactive instead of reactive. We need someone who has purpose, direction, and motivation because it's time we get back to the basics. That's it.
I'm not Jay Kirkman. My name is Mike Green. Jay unfortunately had another commitment tonight, so couldn't make it here for this event, but he asked me to speak on his behalf. The Kirkman family is well known in Amarillo, has been here over 150 years in the area, and so it's not exactly like there's a small connection there. He grew up in Amarillo, went to West Texas A&M, majored in public administration, and did graduate master's work in public administration at WT. And he's got a number of platform issues that are fairly similar to a number of the other folks up here, but just so you know what they are, is interested in securing the Texas Tech Veterinary School for Amarillo, increasing the number of police officers and the number of patrols in neighborhoods, fully funding and staffing animal management and welfare to service as a full no-kill shelter, removing and repealing all red light cameras, redeploying a concerted focus on city parks and tree planting with equipment for the disability children and updated swimming pools and other water play areas. Provide expanded street resurfacing and special street division for pothole repairs. Increase tax incentive zones for North and East Amarillo, and transparency at city council meetings, having those meetings at a more accessible time and open to the public.
Hi, my name is Teresa Harper, and I'm running for City Council Place 2. And I've lived in Amarillo since 2001. And my mother was from this area. She graduated Canyon High School. So I've got a little bit of roots here. I didn't grow up here, but I got here quickly. So I raised my children here. And I've been through a lot of things here. I took care of my mother when she went through her Alzheimer's. I've lived in the north side of town most of the time I was here. So I've been in the part of the town that's been ignored. That's where I've lived. I've lived in San Jacinto. I lived in East Ridge for a year even. You know, I lived off of Pleasant Valley, off of Street, Magnolia. And so I'm kind of familiar with that part of town, and I've been watching Amarillo take care of the southwest part of town, and then taking care of downtown. And I'm not opposed to those things being taken care of, but I'm very opposed to those things being taken care of when the rest of the town is being left unattended. And then when they changed the city council meeting times and that people can't go and talk, I was like, wait a minute, this is not okay. You know, and then they closed the Thompson Pool and all the things that I've been seeing happen. And it all started with the previous city council, but it's just gotten so bad with this city council. And I was like, okay, I'm going to run because I think I can do this. You know, I've been a single mother. I've raised my kids. I've learned how to do things on my own without having to depend on other people. But at the same time, I know how to ask for help when it's something bigger than me. I know how to go to someone and find people that are experts in their field and say, hey, I need an opinion on this. And that way I can make an informed decision about things and learn how to do things the way that's best. And I'm good at working with a group of other people and compromising and making decisions with people in a way that benefits whatever we're working on to the best. So I hope you consider voting for me because I do care about Amarillo. And I'm probably going to retire. I mean, I'm going to retire here, but I'm going to live here the rest of my life. I don't hope I get to retire ever. Maybe I'll get to retire one day. But, like I said, I'm a single mom. I've had 3 kids, and I have 2 beautiful grandbabies, and they live in New Mexico. And that's another reason why I wanted to run for city council, because I want to make Amarillo a better town. I want to work on bringing in jobs and improving the whole city and reducing crime, so that way my daughter can't tell me that she doesn't want to come back to Amarillo because there's nothing to do. Thank you.
I thank you all for being here tonight. My name is Brad Torch, and I'm running for City Council Place number 3. I'm running for City Council because Amarillo is a great city. I just don't believe that it's reached its full potential. Amarillo's best asset is all of you. And I don't feel that current leaders have given you everything that you deserve. Past leaders have promised that they will listen. Instead, they made it more difficult for you to provide your opinions. They promised economic growth, yet wages are stagnant and we haven't seen any new businesses. They promised to revitalize our old neighborhoods, but the only thing that they revitalized was their bank accounts. I've listened to enough excuses and I'm ready to take action. I plan on listening to everybody. Along with making council meetings more accessible and transparent, I will also incorporate occasional town hall meetings so that everyone can be involved. I will bring new businesses to Amarillo. I want to make the job market more competitive and increase wages. I will invest more money in our old neighborhoods to make them more safe and inviting. I have a vision, an Amarillo that cares enough about its pets that we can achieve a 99% release rate. An Amarillo that is not ranked 5th in violent crime in the state of Texas. An Amarillo that has council members who care about all residents, not just the wealthy ones. An Amarillo that takes care of our most vulnerable population, our children, our elderly, our homeless, and our mentally ill. In the first 3 weeks of my campaign, I have seen up close what a wonderful community we have. I have seen volunteers sheltering animals, working overnight at the resource center, and working in our communities to clean up the messes. Imagine what we could accomplish with leaders that support us. I'm excited to represent all of you, but I can't do it alone. You are the biggest part of my plan. Your voice, your passion, and your ideas. In return, I need you to volunteer, to donate money to my campaign, and most importantly, I need you to vote, and to get your family and your friends out to vote. Because together we can make a change. But you have to elect me first. After that, the sky is the limit.
Hi there, I'm Tom Warren too. Good job, Brad. I'm Tom Warren too, and I'm running for Amarillo City Council place. I know a bunch of you guys in this room. I've been here several times, actually many times. I became familiar with a bunch of you guys at the last election cycle, so I really do appreciate being able to come back here again, make new friends, see my old friends. So a little bit about myself. I'm Tom Warren too, running for Amarillo City Council Place 3. I'm running with Brad, and we're running against an incumbent. And it's very important that you understand that everybody that's on this stage today, there is not a bad choice here. And by that I mean the people that are on this stage, all these people have skin in the game. Every one of these people is a worker. They're taking the commitment, they're taking the time to be involved, they're taking the time to push, they're taking the time to work together. We all can work together. We can even work with some of the people here on the council, but it takes 3 people to make a change. You have to actually choose 3 people. We need 3 replacements for the incumbents. And that's what I'm here today, is I'm here to give you one of those options as to myself, and I would really appreciate your vote. I'm a lifelong resident of Amarillo. I'm a local business person. My business, I do lots of international business. I've got customers in 12 different countries, all over the United States. And I've been involved in many things. I've got 25 years of nonprofit and board experience. I am extremely adept at reading budgets, making budgets. I've been on the granting side with several of my board appointments. I've been on the side where you ask for funding. And I actually understand what Amarillo needs. Amarillo needs a strong economy. They need people that are actually interested in going out and fostering a sense of strong economy so that businesses come here. We need to release the regulations for builders. We need to release the regulations for small business people. We need better public safety. We need better infrastructure. All of those things are important. Your current city council has failed you. They have failed you miserably. There are so many times that they could have come to your aid in life. And one of the key things that shows that is the fact that they took away your public comment. Sounds like such a little thing. They promised to foster that sense of unity, and they didn't foster anything. They shut you out. And so I would appreciate your vote. I would appreciate being part of the solution, and thank you for your time.
All right, it's my turn. I'll stand as well. My name is Stephen Rosas, and I'm running for place 4 in City Council. I was born and raised in Amarillo. I'm a father to 5 brilliant, beautiful children, husband to an equally beautiful and wonderful wife, business owner and concerned citizen. I'm running because I love and care about Amarillo. And it's my time to act. I'm for the empowerment of the citizens. I'm a regular guy hustling like the majority and want to see our hard-earned taxes, managed responsibly. I'm for expanding public comments and hearings to ensure for greater citizen representation with controversial issues like responsible spending, Amarillo management and welfare problems, euthanasia errors, and the trash cards, to name a few. I believe we will amplify the voice of each citizen by using the time-tested and free or extremely affordable feedback tools technology and history has afforded us to create a more accessible and accountable representative council. I'm for a strong, experienced, and healthy community for a thriving and prosperous local economy. I believe we will make that happen by investing the same, if not greater, efforts into our communities, entrepreneurs, and local businesses that we do into our out-of-town investors and corporations that have no concern for our kids other than an expendable workforce. I'm for an expanded community representation, accountability, and engagement in City Council. I believe we will make that happen by supporting the addition of 2 more City Council members and developing a single-member district system. Beyond and including a single-member district system, I personally plan on engaging our most overlooked and underrepresented neighborhoods, not only by listening, but to inspire and support working-class leaders, activists, and heroes to run for office and sacrifice as community representatives themselves. Go register to vote. If you're registered, go vote. Then become a voter registrar so you can sign your friends and family up to vote. And offer me one of those votes. Thank you.
Okay, so now we're going to get into the questions. Thank you all.